The movie takes us 10 years back to fight of the powerful mages of the Clover Kingdom, including the leaders of the Magic Knight squads, with the person who is captured using their powers and magic. In frustration, he asks the Julius, a Magic Knight, about the reason to get in his way. Julius tells him that whatever he is doing is not right by calling his name Conrad. Julius further says him to give up on fight because he has not much strength left to continue his fight. But Conrad gives ironically smile to them by saying that it Julius who is in the wrong, then takes out keys using magic and opens multiple doors to fight against the Magic Knights capturing him. After seeing the sword, they get shocked and call it Imperial Sword. Conrad says that he would create a peaceful world using it. On which Conrad get amazed because it is the national treasure of the Clover and sealing it with him, but Julius says him to take responsibility of it as a next Wizard King. We see that it is Clover Kingdom after 10 years, and the tournament, the Triumph, is going on to decide the strongest Magic Knight through the duels between Magic Knights. There are 9 magic squads with their leaders working under Magic Knight to protect the Clover Kingdom. The tournament starts with the duel of the popular character named Yuno, with the unknown named masked person, which makes everyone wonder, but it is Asta, protagonist. Meanwhile, we see that some people are gathering on the walls surrounding the tournament ground. One of them opens the in the sky through a key and takes out a sword from it, which starts to absorb the magic from each person within the barrier. He is the same person the Magic Knights fought with and sealed him 10 years ago. He comes towards the Wizard King, Julius, who is fragile and in kid form due to the fight troll of his previous fight, which also broke the seal of captured Conrad. One of people with the Conrad creates a barrier around ground through his magic. One converts the ground as in Gehenna game form through her magic for the downfall of Clover Kingdom. The main characters of Black Clover, Asta, Yuno, and Noel come into action to fight with the Conrad and his comrades. The leaders of Magic Knight squads arrive on the scene and rescue Julius. On order of Julius, Asta along with the Noel, and his Black Bull squad member, Finral, go towards the Research Lab 0 to bring an item which is being created through help of Nero, member of Black Bull. Their other Magic Knights arrive around Julius and they come to know that the comrades of the Conrad are the previous Wizards Kings revived by him using the Imperial Sword, which contains powerful mana stored. He pierces down the ground surface through his sword and tells that he once turned this tournament ground into his weapon 10 years ago, but can't activate it due to interference of the Magic Knights, but now he activates it. Ground starts to float in air and strong barrier is created again around it. On the other hand, Asta and others reach the research lab where Nero bring them to magical item Julius asks her for. Noel asks her about the man fighting with knights. She explains them that Conrad is the previous Wizard King. He used to be loyal and loved by the kingdom, but one day he changed and decided to destroy the kingdom through first Wizard King's word, Imperial Sword. But Julius and others came to know about his plan and sealed him with rumor spread of his death by illness. They enter the room where magical item is placed, which is basically a sheath-like item to control the magic of the Imperial Sword, but there is Conrad already standing and destroying the item. He comes to know about this place using memory exchange magic which he stole from the Max, assistant of Julius. He makes fun of others, especially of Noel's family, that makes her angry, due to which she attacks him, but he steals her magic. Asta starts to fight with the Conrad, who persuades Asta to join him as Asta also wishes to become Wizard King and protect his people. He explains Asta about his plan that the Imperial Sword consists of the magic of souls and magic of previous king. Upon absorbance of enough magic he would like to unleash it to kingdom to destroy it and gather worthful souls through sword and bring down discrimination between powerful and powerless people. But Asta denies his offer and fights him, but Conrad is strong enough to defeat him. The Yuno and others arrives on site to help Asta and others. Nero also tries to seal him, but they get failed and retreat from position. The other members of the Black Bull arrive the shelter safe by help of Yami and other captains from the barrier. Noel's grimoire magic was stolen, but she is able to use her magic because of the magic Charmy, Black Bull member, restoration of other magic through making magic stored food. They make plan to save the Black Bull members from the squad building using the magic of Henry, Black Bull members. They would like to preserve magic by moving building whole, and then Asta would give finishing blow to Conrad, as Conrad can use multiple magic at a time. 3 captains decide to clash with Legion army and let the Black Bull members and other move forward towards where the Conrad has captured the remaining captains and Julius. When they reach near to the barrier, An enemy appears which could form crystals and form one large crystal in front of their building for hindrance, but everyone within the building accumulates their magic at one spot and fire them as ball towards the crystal. The enemy show up again and hinder their joint attack to the barrier. He forms a strong barrier around him, but Asta along with the Yuno pushes toward him and break into the barrier, and only these two can get in the barrier and other remains outside. When they enter they see Conrad standing on the skull of the demon near to the orphanage where Asta and Yuno were brought up. That barrier-forming enemy creates obstacle in their fighting, so Yuno asks Asta to move forwards to the Conrad and stays behind to fight with the barrier guy. The knights had planned to divide the enemy strength and they succeeded in it. The young magic knights are accumulated at one place to fight enemy who uses ice magic. The powerful senior mage, Marioliona, stands against for female enemy legion magic user and Yuno against the enemy barrier magic user. Yuno somehow finds out the captured captains and saves them. They start to fight along with Yuno against the enemy. There is intense fight going on between knights and enemy in three groups. Enemies are finally getting serious and use their full power, due to which knights are on verge of their magic power. The Legion magic user enemy uses her full power to fight with Marioliona and uses her almost every army against Marioliona. Barrier user enemy uses his trump card but captains along with Yuno negates his attack, then he resorts to absorb the barrier around the fortress or ground called Triumph. Asta reaches to the Conrad who is standing on the skull. He attacks on Asta using his multiple magic but Asta saves himself. Conrad says Asta that he arrived late while injecting his sword inside the skull because it is the singular point where the veins of the magic collide. The magic power unleashes from the sword, due to which the earth starts to fall apart. Conrad again tries to convince Asta to form alliance with him and can be his successor in his new world. Asta refuses to accept his offer. Conrad tells him about reason why he wants Asta to join, because he feels that he and Asta have same ambition. After saying that, he transforms his body into powerful one using the magic around him. The magic and power gap between them increases and Conrad gives Asta hard time, but Asta enhances his power using the demon that resides within him to get black form and gets in high spirits because Conrad keeps on speaking nonsense about the Wizard King, which is totally different from the definition of Wizard King for Asta. Conrad have different views on Wizard King. He wants to save people from discrimination and inferiority where powerless people are overlooked by superior ones which destroy their dreams and hopes. He wants to achieve the fair world by killing kingdom people first. In the fear of timing out of his black form, Asta gets more fast and plunges attacks on the Conrad. Fortunately, the sword of Asta is stabbed in the Conrad's grimoire, due to which Noelle gets her magic back. She uses her powerful attack on her enemy with the help of other squad members and is about to kill him but refrain herself by saying him to start over the life with them. On other hand, Asta furiously gives powerful attacks using sword to Conrad, which makes him lose his power as well. Sword comes out of the skull, due to which the earth's surface stops trembling and falling apart. Due to weakness of the Conrad, everything belonged to him starts to evaporate along with three magic users. When Asta thinks that he has won over him, Conrad raises up by saying that he has not given up on his dream. This becomes the battle of determination and will between them. Meanwhile, Captain and Wizard King reaches to the Asta. Wizard King gives him Imperial Sword which can draw magical powers of all willing knights. Asta takes it and moves towards the Conrad to charge his attack and plunges him strongly that all the magic gets negated from Conrad and left to nothing. Conrad sees his previous magic knight's soul and leaves with them, saying Asta should become the Wizard King. At the end of all this fight, the Asta, Julius and others stands on the skull, none asking about the Imperial Sword working against Conrad, which should have been neutralized due to Asta's power. Julius replies to him that previous king have given him powers. The movie ends with the Asta catching line, "I'll become Wizard King."